This is how crazy the metaverse is getting. The head of 3D design at Nike, Chad Knight, is now the head of cyberware at Wilder World, which is a 5D metaverse powered by the Unreal Engine. And in this metaverse, he will be designing digital wearables. Mind you, some of these digital wearables, like their Air Wild, are going for over 30 grand right now.
Virtual land in a metaverse is going for record sums. This piece of land sold for $1 million because it's near the main road in the virtual world. The CEO of Tokens.com said this is like buying land in Manhattan 250 years ago.
That's what my TikTok feed looks like right now, by the way. Hey there, my name is James Lee. Welcome to my channel 5149, where I talk business, politics, and society. And today I want to talk about the metaverse. Specifically, is it a technology that will bring us closer together, which is how it's being marketed by people like Mark Zuckerberg? Is it a business opportunity, maybe a chance for young, savvy investors and early adopters to get rich? Will it lead to a democratization of the internet, or will it be a realization of a dystopian reality?
Metaverse doesn't have a single definition. It can cover virtual and augmented reality, decentralized payment systems, and lots of other tech. But to a lot of people, it means a digital 3D world full of real people with virtual bodies. The term metaverse isn't new. It first appeared in 1992 when author Neal Stephenson imagined it with the novel Snow Crash. It was basically a big VR world that people visited as avatars. These days, the term gets applied to anything that blends people's physical and virtual lives. If all this sounds kind of vague, well, that's right. The metaverse's most powerful evangelists have different definitions for it, and don't even agree on how much it currently exists. If you talk to enough people, almost anything can start sounding like a metaverse. Is Google Maps the metaverse? Is an NFT pixel art drawing the metaverse? Is this video the metaverse? Who can truly say?
Well, I, like many of you, are probably giving the metaverse our very first serious thought. And I think I agree that metaverse-like experiences have been around for a little while now, but it sounds like they're just taking it to the next level technologically to make it an even more immersive experience.
All right, so let's talk about the metaverse. Let's step into a world where we can travel to the farthest reaches of the universe. We can fly the Millennial Falcon like a boss, where we can fight the Empire and even have a lightsaber battle to save the world from Darth Vader, where we can use our Jedi mind tricks to then travel to Hogwarts to duel Harry Potter with another Harry Potter. And when we're done, we can finally go back to work in virtual reality. No more Zoom meetings. No! That's the metaverse, a place where anything is possible, a place where people go because of all the things they can do, but stay because of all the things they can be.
A place where anything is possible, a place where people can go because of all the things they can do, but stay because of all the things they can be. I would say that sounds pretty good if, and it's kind of a big if, but if it is by choice that we decide to engage in this futuristic, all-encompassing, anything is possible from your couch, VR-type metaverse. But I'm not so sure it will be by choice. The lady from the clip I played earlier mentioned that the term metaverse comes from a 1992 science fiction novel by Neal Stephenson called Snow Crash, and she described it as, quote, this big VR world that people visited as avatars. That's true, but she leaves out this kind of hellish society in which the story takes place. The metaverse was born in Neal Stephenson's 1992 Snow Crash, where it serves as entertainment and an economic underbelly to a poor, desperate nation that is literally governed by corporate franchises. Hang on a second. This is real life here. Corporate capture threatens democratic government. In his new book, Captured: The Corporate Infiltration of American Society, Senator Sheldon Whitehouse of Rhode Island warns that, quote, corporations of vast wealth and remorseless staying power have moved into our politics to seize for themselves advantages that can be seized only by control over government. If you watch my channel, you know this. The U.S. at this point is essentially a corporatocracy. It's hard not to be one with the amount of campaign money flowing in from corporations. It turned Kristen Sinema from a Green Party activist into a corrupt corporate Democrat. Sad. The hero of Snow Crash is named Hero, and he is a gig worker delivery driver who moonlights as a hacker and lives in abject poverty in a 20 by 30 storage unit he shares with an alcoholic roommate. Quote, Hero spends a lot of time in the metaverse. It beats the shit out of the you store it. Hang on another second. This is once again real life. Food delivery drivers struggle to make ends meet in gig economy with little time for work-life balance. The parallels are kind of crazy. The US, as we know it, has ceased to exist, and corporate entities and organized crime control whole city-states. Workers like Hero can be killed for taking too long to deliver a pizza. Are you kidding me? This is so Amazon. We're like one step removed from this being our actual reality. Like, this is maybe too real. Like, do we know who this Neal Stephenson is that somehow predicted this almost 30 years ago? I mean, the nation is run by corporations. The main character lives in a storage unit and is a gig worker delivery driver, and then can also be killed if he's late on delivery. I don't know if we're that far off from that being a plausible reality. And I think that's where this feeling of dystopia comes from that everybody's talking about. It's not necessarily that the idea of the metaverse is bad, but it's this realization that we can foresee a reality in the not too distant future where the actual world, where I think people would prefer to be, at least most people, I think we want to interact with real people, jump into the ocean, climb a mountain, go to a concert, et cetera, et cetera. These real experiences, because of things like worsening income inequality, aren't going to be possible or viable for a large portion of the population, and the only way to seek these type of experiences is in the metaverse. So in a sense, the metaverse won't be a tool for connection, but just an alternate reality for those who have no other choice. It's kind of like that scene in the movie Inception where people go to dream together because it's better than real life. And there's also this other hope that the metaverse sells us, this idea that the next era of the internet will be decentralized, it will be egalitarian, or at the very least, it'll let us normal people take some control back and grab just a little slice of that pie. But will this hope actually bear fruit?
Some people link the metaverse with Web3, an emerging type of online infrastructure. Web3 is a broad term for decentralized systems like cryptocurrency. It's supposed to let money and data work across different virtual worlds, no matter what those worlds look like. A lot of people, especially Web3 designers, say the metaverse can't be run by a single company, just like the internet isn't a single website.
I don't know for sure how this will play out, but I think we all inherently believe that there are various aspects of society that can be improved, that the status quo isn't ideal, and that's actually the genesis of a lot of great business ideas. Looking back, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, the founders of Google, described their mission as, quote, to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. Mark Zuckerberg said he created Facebook because he wanted to, quote, help connect people at a few colleges and schools. So in the beginning, it was about removing the gatekeepers of information. It was about bringing people closer together. But now they, Google and Facebook, or Meta, as it's called now, they're both advertising monstrosities that exist primarily to mint money for shareholders, and every single dollar they put in, they're expecting a return, 3x, 5x, 10x, 100x, whatever their target may be.
Companies like Meta talk a big game about interoperability, saying they don't want to own the metaverse, but their actions tell a different story. Meta says that it doesn't want to own the metaverse, it just wants to be one part of this larger plan. Where do you think it sees its role?
They'd like to own as much of it as possible. I mean, they're spending $10 billion, just this year alone on this stuff, and they're going to spend more annually going forward.
So for a company like Facebook that is investing at least $10 billion a year into building the future of the metaverse, their number one goal could never be something as pure as creating a free and fair decentralized internet. It can only be to make Facebook and its shareholders more money. And I think that's kind of my point, a maxim of sorts that I think we need to say out loud more often. We live in a country where corporations are exploiting people for record profits. We also have a government that can't possibly protect and serve the people it's supposed to, because they are controlled by those very same greedy corporations, leading to kind of an unstable and precarious society that's more and more unequal, meaning that for the most part, the metaverse won't be a tool for connection or a gain for entertainment or even an asset for investment, but rather just an escape from a pretty hellish and dystopian reality. Those are my thoughts about the metaverse. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm always excited to read your experiences and what ideas you have. Also, let me know what else you might want to hear about. If you support what I do here, please click on that like button, share this video, consider subscribing. and clicking on that notification bell icon so I can keep making more videos. As always, thank you so much for your time, and I will see you next week.